They'll smile while planning your downfall, shake your hand while stepping on your neck, call you brother while stealing your throne. This is the real world, where nice guys don't finish last, they don't even start, where loyalty expires when you stop being useful, where your biggest enemy isn't who hates you, it's who pretends to love you. But here's what they don't tell you. The game has rules, hidden rules. Rules that separate kings from peasants, hunters from prey. This is psychological warfare, not with guns, with timing. With silence that screams and moves, they'll never see coming. While they play checkers, you're about to master chess. Let me be clear. This isn't a sociopath manual. This is a survival guide for good people in a world that punishes weakness. These tactics are shields, not swords. The goal isn't to become the monster. It's to make sure monsters can't touch you. Today, 9 tactics. Fortune 500 CEOs pay 6 figures to learn. 9 principles that built empires and crushed competition. Type in the comments. I refuse to be a victim of the game. Let's decode the playbook they've been hiding. Tactic number 1, strategic silence. The loudest person in the room is the weakest. Everyone's talking, explaining, defending, bleeding information, showing their cards before the dealer finishes. Machiavelli said, "One must be a fox to recognize traps and a lion to frighten wolves." Strategic silence is the fox move. Here's the psychology. When you ask a question and wait just 3 seconds, watch them elaborate. Over-explain. Give you 5 times more than you asked. Humans are biologically uncomfortable with silence. That discomfort is your leverage. Salary negotiation. They offer a number. Most people counter immediately. Amateur move. Professional move. Silence. Look at the number. Look at them. Say nothing. 5 full seconds. Watch them squirm. Well, we could potentially. There might be room for. You didn't say a word. Your silence did everything. With liars, they need you to talk so they can calibrate. Give them nothing, just eye contact. They panic, over-explain, dig their own grave, advanced level. Make your words so rare that when you speak, everyone stops. Warren Buffett speaks 3 times per meeting. When he does, the room goes silent. Scarcity creates value. The rule: speak 1/3 as much. When you speak, make every word move toward your objective. Remember, silence can't be quoted, used against you, or misinterpreted. Silence is the ultimate power move in a world where nobody shuts up. Tactic number 2, deliberate unpredictability. Patterns are prisons, predictability is death. You know what makes you easy to manipulate? Being consistent. They know when they push here, you react there. You're a vending machine. Machiavelli said, "He who wishes to deceive will always find someone ready to be deceived." Break the pattern, break their control. Example: you're known as calm, never lose your temper. They count on it. Then one day, on something small, you explode. Strategic explosion. Not emotion, strategy. You shattered their mental model. Now they can't predict you. Now they're walking on eggshells. Professional setting. The yes person becomes invisible. The no person becomes irrelevant. But unpredictable yes, no? That's someone people think about before approaching. Framework. Identify your patterns. Break one weekly, strategically. Always respond in an hour. Take 3 sometimes. Always agree to Tuesday meetings. Say no sometimes. Always upbeat. Show up serious sometimes. You're not unreliable. You're unpredictable. Huge difference. Advanced move. Be unpredictable in small behaviors, ironclad in core values. People can't manipulate your patterns, but trust you completely when it matters. Business application. Your competitors study your launch patterns. Then you break it. Launch Wednesday instead of Monday. Price at a loss. Go silent when they expect noise. Make yourself impossible to game. Critical distinction. Unpredictable in responses and timing, not in integrity. Your word is still your bond. Remember, predictable people are controllable. If they predict you, they manipulate you. Be the chaos they can't calculate. Tactic number 3. Controlled vulnerability. The smartest move is letting them think they've won. Amateurs think power means never showing weakness. Grandmasters know strategic weakness is the most powerful weapon. The psychology. When you appear invulnerable, you trigger envy and the hunt for your weakness. You become a challenge, but show a controlled weakness, they stop looking. They think they found it. They relax. Relaxed enemies make mistakes. Negotiation example. You're willing to walk away. Instead of showing strength, show strategic concern. I really need this to work. Stakeholders are breathing down my neck. What did you do? Showed the wrong vulnerability. Now they're focused on your fake pressure instead of discovering you don't need them at all. Personal relationships. Never admitting fault makes you impossible to connect with. Admitting small faults strategically makes you trustworthy. I'm terrible with names. Harmless, relatable, human. Meanwhile, your real vulnerabilities stay locked down. Advanced technique, vulnerability as camouflage. In competitive environments, position yourself as just figuring things out. Seem uncertain, ask advice, appear non-threatening. Reality? You're gathering intelligence while everyone ignores you. Then when the moment's right, you strike. They never saw it coming. Framework. Identify your real strength. Pick a harmless decoy weakness. Emphasize decoy. Hide real strength. Let them think they understand your limits.
Strike from hidden strength when they least expect it. Critical. The vulnerability must be believable. Match your profile, but misdirect from your actual advantage. Remember, real power doesn't announce itself. It disguises itself until it's too late. Tactic number 4. Information asymmetry. He who knows more wins. Always. Every interaction has an information game beneath the surface. Most play blind. You're learning to see in the dark.
3 components. Component 1. Aggressive information gathering. Every conversation is reconnaissance. You're asking questions that sound casual, but are strategically designed. How's your boss handling the pressure? Translation. Show me instability I can exploit. What's keeping you up? Translation. Reveal vulnerabilities. What's success look like? Translation. Show desires I can dangle. They answer fully because it feels good. Meanwhile, you're building their psychological profile. Component 2. Strategic information protection. Rule. Information flows in, not out. What are your plans? Still figuring things out. How's business? Making it work. Vague, friendly, unrevealing, advanced. Give true but useless information, or true but misdirecting information. They feel satisfied, you revealed nothing important. Component 3. Deliberate information asymmetry. Before negotiations, know their financial situation, their alternatives, their timeline pressures, their personal motivations. They should know nothing about yours. This isn't advantage, it's decisive. Social application. Information asymmetry creates power dynamics. The person who knows more has more power. They don't know how much you need this. You know everything about them. That's the game. Framework. Research them twice as long as preparing your position. Ask 3 questions for every statement. Document what you learn. Patterns emerge. Reveal 30% of expected information. No more. Ethical note. This isn't deception. It's discretion. Complete transparency is complete vulnerability. Complete vulnerability is strategic suicide. Remember, in the information age, information is the only power. See more than they realize you can see. Tactic number 5. Strategic patience. Time is a weapon. Most people don't know how to use it. They want results now, revenge now, success now. This desperation is exactly why they lose. Brutal truth. The person who needs something immediately will always pay more, accept worse terms, and make worse decisions than the person who can wait. Desperate for a deal? You'll take bad terms. They smell desperation. Can wait? You negotiate from strength. Walk away. Come back later. Outlast their patience. This applies everywhere. Revenge. Strike immediately. Get caught. Wait 6 months. Strike with impunity. Business. Need to win every quarter. Short-term destruction. Think in years. Build empires. Relationships. Need validation now. Desperate. Can wait for the right person. Attract quality. Career. Jump at first promotion. Get trapped. Wait for the right opportunity. Leapfrog 3 levels. The 72-hour rule. When triggered, wait 72 hours before responding. Hour 0 to 24. Pure emotion. Terrible decisions. Hour 24 to 48. Clarity emerging. See more details. Hour 48 to 72. Strategic clarity. Now you respond from power, not emotion. Advanced technique. Strategic delays. Deliberately delay processes others want fast. They want a decision today. You take 3 days. Not because you need it, because those 3 days change the power dynamic. They become more invested, more anxious. Start making concessions to speed things up. You just waited. Waiting shifted everything. Business example. Competitor attacks. Every instinct says react immediately. Amateur. React now. Price war. Everyone loses. Strategic. Wait. Let them burn cash. Overextend. Commit. Then respond where they're weakest. Sun Tzu said, wait by the river for your enemy's corpse to float by. Framework. Identify your triggers. Create mandatory waiting periods. Build position while waiting. Watch for optimal timing. Strike decisively when the moment comes. Warning. Strategic patience is not paralysis. Waiting from fear is weakness. Waiting because your position improves? That's strategy. Remember, the lion that waits longer gets the better meal. Be the patient predator, not the desperate scavenger. Tactic number 6. Social mirroring mastery. Make them feel understood, and they'll give you everything. This tactic built empires, closed billion-dollar deals, created cult followings. Most have no idea it's being used on them. Machiavelli said, men judge more by the eye than by the hand. Translation. People respond to their perception of reality, not reality. Control perception. Control the person. 3 levels. Level 1. Physical mirroring. Match body language. Speaking speed. Energy. They lean forward. You lean forward, with a 2 to 3 second delay. They speak slowly. You slow down. Why it works? Similarity creates comfort. Comfort creates trust. Trust creates influence. Key, subtle, natural. If they notice, it's destroyed. Level 2, emotional mirroring. Match their emotional state and energy. They're concerned? Reflect concern. That's legitimate. The uncertainty is real. What worries you most? Not, oh, it'll be fine. That dismisses them. Level 3, value mirroring. Identify what they value, reflect it back. Value family. Emphasize family-friendly aspects. Value innovation. Frame as cutting edge. Value security. Emphasize stability and proven results. Value status. Highlight prestige and exclusivity. Same message, different framing, based on who's receiving it. Advanced technique. The echo chamber. Don't just mirror. Reflect their thoughts back in improved form. They express a half-formed idea. You articulate it more clearly than they said it. Result? They feel deeply understood. They think you're brilliant. They become attached to the idea because they heard it better. Example, them. The whole system feels broken, you know? You. It sounds like you're seeing a disconnect between theory and actual practice, and that gap creates frustration. Them. Yes, exactly. You just mirrored their vague feeling back with clarity. Now you're the person who understands them better than they understand themselves. Strategic application. In influence situations, spend 70% in mirror mode. Match, reflect, echo. Make them feel heard. Final 30%. Lead. Introduce your ideas. Because you validated them, they're open to you. Framework. Observe first, 5 minutes minimum. Match gradually. Don't mirror everything immediately. Mirror essence, not details. Validate before leading. Stay authentic. Remember, people don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. Nothing makes people feel better than feeling understood. Tactic number 7, power through absence. Your absence should create more impact than your presence. Society says, be visible, present, available, show up, put in hours. That's slave mentality disguised as work ethic. Real power. Scarcity creates value. Absence creates desire. Withdrawal creates pursuit. Psychology. Humans assign value based on availability. Always available, worthless. Rarely available, invaluable. Professional. The employee staying late every night responding within 5 minutes, zero respect. Why? Their time has no value. The employee leaving at 5 p.m., responding on their schedule, more respect. Why? They communicated their time is valuable. Relationships, always available. Texting back immediately, always ready. Attraction dies, not from malice. Humans are wired to value scarcity. Sometimes unavailable, has a full life, doesn't always respond, maintains attraction. Their presence becomes something to earn, not assume. Advanced technique, strategic withdrawal. You've been highly visible. People are accustomed to your presence, counting on you. Then you withdraw, not permanently, not dramatically, just less available, less engaged. What happens? Panic. They realize they took you for granted. Need you more than they thought. Your absence creates problems they can't solve without you. When you return, increased value, better terms. Framework. Step 1. Establish value first. Can't use absence as power if you never added value. Step 2. Create dependency. Solve problems. Provide value. Become relied upon. Step 3. Strategic withdrawal. Selectively withdraw. No longer omnipresent. Step 4. Let them feel it. Don't fill the void. Let them struggle. Let them realize your worth. Step 5. Return with leverage. Return on your terms with increased value. Social dynamics. Person always there becomes invisible. Part of the furniture. Person appearing occasionally, the event. Their arrival is noticed. Departure felt. Presence appreciated. Warning. Only works if your presence provides value. If you're not valuable when there, your absence won't matter. Ethical application. Used to establish boundaries and proper value. Not to manipulate or play mind games. Ultimate principle. Your presence should be a gift, not a guarantee. When treated as guaranteed, it stops being appreciated. Strategic absence reminds them your presence is optional, valuable, and should be appreciated. Remember, absence doesn't make hearts grow fonder. It makes minds grow clearer about what was lost. Tactic number 8. Orchestrated perception. Reality doesn't matter. Perception does. Once you understand how to control perception, you understand how the entire world works. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Uncomfortable truth. Facts don't win. Stories win. Logic doesn't persuade. Emotion does. Reality doesn't create outcomes. Perception creates outcomes. Best qualified candidate loses to better presenter. Best product loses to better marketed. You can be right and still lose because you controlled facts, not perception. 3 levels. Level 1. Managing how you're perceived. 2 people, same work. Person A constantly talks about how hard they're working, how stressed, how much they're sacrificing. Person B never mentions work. Makes sure right people see results at right time. Who gets promoted? Person B. Why? Person A perceived as struggling. Person B perceived as capable. Same work, different perception, different outcome. Level 2. Shaping how situations are perceived. Conflict with colleague. The facts. You disagreed about strategy. But 4 ways to frame it. Strategic disagreement. Neutral. Professional. They attacked my idea. Your victim. We collaboratively explored alternatives. Your team player. They don't understand the market. They're incompetent. Same event. 4 perceptions, 4 different outcomes. The person who controls the narrative controls the consequences. Level 3. Creating perception that shapes reality. You want to be seen as a leader. Start acting like everyone already sees you as one. Make decisions, give opinions, take initiative. What happens? People start treating you like a leader, not because you have the title, because perception precedes reality and eventually creates reality. Self-fulfilling prophecy you deliberately trigger. Advanced technique, the reputation proxy. Use other people's perceptions to build your reputation. Don't say, "I'm great at strategy." Create situations where influential people say, "You should talk to this person about strategy." Third-party validation is 10 times more powerful than self-promotion. How? Identify influencers in your space. Provide value to them. Create opportunities for them to witness your expertise. Let them naturally speak positively about you. Perception framework. Control first impression. Sets the lens for everything after. Create consistent signals. All should reinforce same perception. Leverage social proof. If high-status people treat you as high status, others will too. Manage information gaps. People fill unknowns with assumptions. Control the gaps. Time strategically. Same action creates different perceptions at different times. Ethical line. Managing perception is not lying. Managing perception equals emphasizing certain truths, de-emphasizing others. Lying equals creating false information. One is strategic communication. The other is fraud. Ultimate goal. Your reputation precedes you. People have positive perception before meeting you. The narrative is so established that interactions just confirm what people already believe. Remember, power comes not from what you are, but from what people believe you are. Control the belief. Control the power. Tactic number 9. Consequential thinking. Most people play checkers. You need to play 4-dimensional chess. This separates strategic thinkers from everyone else. Most see one move ahead. You're learning to see 10. Machiavelli said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does finally." The fool learns from consequences. The wise man predicts consequences before acting. How most people think, if I do X, Y will happen. One-dimensional. Checkers. How strategic thinkers think, if I do X, Y happens. If Y happens, Z responds. If Z responds, that creates A, B, C. Of those, B is most likely, which means I should do X2 instead of X1, because X2 leads to B2, which is better than B1. That's consequential thinking. That's chess. Career decision. Checkers thinking. This job pays more, I'll take it. Consequential thinking. Pays more, but dying industry. I'll make extra money for 2 years, but then I'm associated with a failing company. That association makes my next job search harder. Skills become less relevant. In 5 years, I've made extra money but destroyed long-term career trajectory. The lower-paying job is in a growing industry. In 5 years, I'll have access to opportunities that don't exist yet. I'll take the lower-paying job because the 5 ripples out consequences better. 1 move versus 10 moves. Conflict resolution. Checkers thinking. They disrespected me, I'll destroy them publicly. Consequential thinking. If I destroy them publicly, 1. I create an enemy who will undermine me for years. 2. Others see me as volatile and stop trusting me. 3. I establish reputation for emotional reactions that'll be used against me. 4. They might become powerful later, and remember. Alternative. Respond privately, but firmly. Establish boundaries without drama. Maintain controlled reputation. Keep option open to work with them if circumstances change. Long-term consequences of option 2 are superior, even though option 1 feels better immediately. Framework. Step 1. Identify immediate consequence. Step 2. Identify second-order consequences. What happens because first thing happened? Step 3. Identify third-order consequences. What happens because second thing happened? Step 4. Keep going. Consequences of consequences of consequences. Step 5. Work backward to optimize. Design initial action for best outcome 5 moves down. The 3 years from now test. Before any major decision, 3 years from now, which choice will I be glad I made? This bypasses short-term thinking, forces consequential analysis. Reputation consequence. Every action creates or reinforces your reputation. Your reputation determines which opportunities come. Checkers thinking. Win individual interactions. Consequential thinking. Build reputation that attracts better opportunities over time. The compound effect. When you consistently think several moves ahead, you make better decisions. Better decisions create better outcomes. Better outcomes create better circumstances. Better circumstances create exponential growth. Meanwhile, one move ahead thinkers make locally optimal, best right now, but globally suboptimal, worse long-term decisions. Over time, the gap becomes massive. Warning, can lead to paralysis. You can't see everything. Goal isn't perfect prediction. It's better prediction than everyone else. Think further ahead than competition. You win. You don't need perfection, just need to be better. Framework for mastery. Before any decision, force yourself to see 3 levels of consequences. Study history. Trace consequence chains from others' decisions. Post-decision analysis. Track what happened. Improve prediction model. Think in systems. Everything connects. Prioritize reversibility. When possible, make reversible decisions. Ultimate goal. Consequential thinking becomes automatic. You instinctively see 5 moves ahead without conscious effort. This separates grandmasters from amateurs. They see deeper, further, more accurately than everyone else. Remember, the future isn't random. The future is the consequence of present decisions. Control your decisions, control your consequences, control your future. You just downloaded 9 psychological tactics most people will never understand. Not because they're secret, because they require the willingness to think strategically instead of emotionally. Everything you learned can be used 2 ways. Path 1. Manipulate, exploit, harm for personal gain. You become the villain. Win short-term, lose long-term. Eventually, people unite against you. Path 2. Protect yourself, create value, navigate complexity without becoming a victim. Strategically intelligent while maintaining integrity. Win sustainably. I'm teaching you these for Path 2. Here's the truth. People at the top already know this. They're already using these tactics. The only question is whether you understand them well enough to defend yourself and compete effectively. This isn't about becoming Machiavellian. It's about not being naive in a Machiavellian world. There's a difference between evil and strategic, between manipulating people and understanding psychology, between playing dirty and playing to win. What I want you to do: choose one tactic, just one. Pick the one that resonated most. For the next 21 days, practice that single tactic. Notice what changes. Notice how people respond differently. Notice how you feel approaching situations with strategic intelligence instead of emotional reaction. Document results. Keep a journal. Track what works. Then pick a second tactic. Build this one piece at a time. Final principles. 1. Strategic thinking is a muscle. Use it, it gets stronger, eventually becomes automatic. 2. Never use these on people who don't deserve it. Save advanced psychology for necessary situations. 3. The goal is to become someone who can't be manipulated, not someone who manipulates everyone. 4. Your reputation is everything. Every tactical win that damages reputation is actually a strategic loss. Always think long-term. 5. Use these to create win-win when possible. Most powerful strategists make everyone feel like they won, even when they controlled the entire game. The ultimate truth: you're going to face betrayal, manipulation. People playing the game whether you choose to or not. The question isn't whether the game exists. It exists whether you like it or not. The question is, are you going to be a player or a pawn? Players understand the rules. Pawns get sacrificed by people who understand the rules better. I'm giving you the rules so you can be a player. You can close this video and forget everything. Go back to being reactive, emotional, naive. Keep getting manipulated. Or you can weaponize this knowledge for your protection and advancement. Become someone who sees through manipulation. Thinks strategically. Plays the game at a level most people don't know exists. The choice is yours. But understand, making no choice is still a choice. If you don't deliberately choose to become strategically intelligent, you're choosing to remain strategically vulnerable. Before you go, if this changed how you think about power, psychology, and strategy, smash that like button. The algorithm needs to know this matters. Want more tactical breakdowns? Psychology, strategy, human behavior, power dynamics? Subscribe and hit the bell. I'm building a community of people who refuse to be victims. Drop a comment. Which of these 9 tactics do you see in successful people around you? Which one are you practicing first? I read every comment. This is a conversation, not a lecture. One final thought. Machiavelli has been demonized for 500 years for telling uncomfortable truths about how power actually works. He didn't invent the tactics. He had the courage to write them down. You don't have to like these truths, but denying they exist won't protect you. Understanding them will. Stay strategic, stay ethical, stay dangerous. Until next time, remember, the most powerful person in any room isn't the loudest, most aggressive, or most confident. It's the person who understands human psychology deeply enough to see 10 moves ahead while everyone else is reacting to the last move. Be that person.